You try to be yourself, and somehow you feel fake. Not because you're lying, not because you're pretending, but because the moment you pay attention to who you are, something feels off. Like wearing clothes that almost fit. Like hearing your voice echo back slightly delayed. You wonder, if this is me, why does it feel artificial? Stay with that question. Don't solve it yet. Just notice it. You might feel this in small moments. When you speak honestly and then replay it in your head. When you act naturally and suddenly feel watched by yourself. When you say, "This is who I am," and immediately doubt it. It's not dramatic. It's quiet. A subtle mismatch between what you feel and what you show. Psychology calls this self-monitoring, the brain observing its own behavior. Normally, this happens in the background, but when it becomes loud, you start living from the outside in. Instead of being inside the experience, you stand next to it, evaluating, editing, adjusting. You're not being fake, you're watching yourself be real, and that feels strange. This feeling doesn't mean you don't have a self, it means your brain is trying to protect one. Identity isn't a single object, it's a process, like a river. It looks stable from far away, but up close, it's constant movement. The discomfort comes when you expect a solid statue and instead find flowing water. You think, I should feel certain, I should feel grounded, I should know who I am. But psychology shows something else. The self is built from memories, roles, habits, and predictions about the future. You are not discovering a fixed core, you are maintaining a pattern, and sometimes the pattern updates. Feeling fake is often the moment your old pattern and your current behavior don't match perfectly anymore. Here's what's happening inside your brain. There are two main systems involved. One handles experience, the other handles narrative. Think of it like this. One part of you is the camera. It records what happens. Another part is the storyteller. It says, this is who you are. This is what this means. Neuroscience links the storyteller to the default mode network, the system active when you think about yourself. When you try to be yourself, the storyteller wakes up. It asks, is this correct? Is this consistent? Does this fit the story? The camera just wants to live. The storyteller wants coherence. So when you act naturally, but the story lags behind, you feel artificial. Not because you are fake, but because the storyteller hasn't updated yet. It's like watching a movie with subtitles slightly out of sync. The picture is real, the timing is off. 4 psychological principles. Not solutions, not tricks, just principles grounded in how identity actually works. 1. Separate experience from evaluation. Right now, your brain blends them. You feel something and immediately judge it. Behavioral psychology shows this increases self-consciousness and reduces authenticity. So try this mental move. Experience first, evaluate later. Like tasting food before reading the label. 2. Treat identity as a verb, not a noun. A noun is static, a verb is movement. Personality research shows traits change across contexts, across time, across roles. You don't have a self, you do a self. Fake feeling comes from expecting a photograph instead of a film. 3. Notice when you're performing versus participating. There's a difference between I am doing this and I am watching myself do this. The second activates more self-monitoring and less emotional presence. Presence feels real. Performance feels hollow. Not because it is, but because attention moved outward. 4. Allow the story to catch up. Your identity story is always behind your behavior. That's normal. Cognitive science calls this post hoc meaning-making. The brain explains after the fact. So when you feel fake, it may just mean your narrative hasn't caught up to who you already are becoming. Think of identity like a shadow. You don't control it directly. You create it by standing somewhere and letting the light fall. Your actions are the body. Your story is the shadow. When you move, the shadow takes time to reshape. Feeling fake is often the moment you turn around and stare at the shadow instead of standing in the light. The mind wants symmetry. The self is asymmetrical. That tension creates the feeling. Not fraud, not emptiness, just transition. You don't need to feel real to be real. You don't need certainty to exist authentically. Sometimes the most honest version of you feels unfamiliar because it hasn't been narrated yet. So the next time you feel fake for trying to be yourself, consider this. You may not be pretending, you may be arriving. And arrival rarely feels like recognition at first. It feels like standing in a place before the map updates.